but you better think twice about going rogue, because if you do, you got me there. I was activated and barely acclimated to the virus when I found that the first wave did.
Hi guys, Gaz3K here. Today guys, I wanted to go over changes I would like to see come to the game. Now don't worry guys, this isn't a rant. It's our own little state of the game for things I would like to see change personally. However, the reason I'm doing this video as well is because I want to get your feedback, because I want to find out if what I'm thinking, the community is also thinking as well. So I'm going to break this down to 5 different sections. So in number 5 guys, we have HVTs. Now what problem could I possibly have with HVTs? Quite like the mode, if that makes sense. I do like the idea that you can do these little side missions and get really good rewards out of them. However, my main issue is one, collecting the intel. It's very boring and very repetitive. It's like leveling up. You get level 15 and by the time you're at level 15, you've basically done the same mission over and over again, like you get bored with it. So how could that be changed? Now, one of the big ways they could change this is maybe by having the bosses in the Dark Zone, Underground and Challenger mode dropping intel for the dailies and the weeklies on the HVT. I think it would be a good change, and we'd see a lot more people doing the HVTs, because at the moment I don't think very many people are bothering, because it takes so much effort just to do the HVTs, and there's easier ways to get the drops than doing that, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's the first issue. The other issue I have as well, I'm saying we get good drops out of them. The problem that we've got, we keep getting the same drops over and over again. A lot of Lone Star out of them. And now there's another set as well, I forget what it is, but we get basically 2 sets over and over again. And it's basically sets that we don't use because they're not that great anyway. So that's my problem with HVTs. It'd be nice to see if they would look at them, maybe slightly change them. Maybe so we could have a little bit more fun in the future with them. So that's basically number 5. So in at number 4 guys, we have the Underground. Now you might be asking why it's on our list in the first place. It's basically a very small change on this one, because the Underground is still one of my favourite modes after the Dark Zone. So what changes could I possibly want to see come to the Underground? Now straight away, one of the big ones that stands out for a lot of people is basically the time put in for the reward you get out of it. So anyone who's wanting sentries, strikers, tacticians, the main set's what's in the game, you're struggling to get the items out of the Underground to start off with. So they need to really open this loot table up, give everyone the opportunity to get the parts of the set what they want, and the Underground will get used a hell of a lot more than what it is at the moment. So quite a simple change on that one, what would make such a big difference to the Underground itself. So that's one of the big things, is basically get that extra loot added in there. So we're not just getting blind parts of the sets all the time. We're not just getting rubbish golds that we're never going to use, apart from the Reckless Chest Plate and the Savage Gloves, obviously. The small change will make a massive difference. So that's why this is in at number 4.
3.
So at number 3 guys, we have Challenge Mode and Incursions. I'm going to break these down to 2 sections within this one, but I'm going to start with Challenge Mode. So what's my main issue with Challenge Mode? Now, I'm not going to lie, I feel like part of the game's being taken away from us, because I love running the tunnel, I love doing a Lex in a event centre or Russian consulate. However, the same as the Underground, it isn't worth doing because the loot isn't there. And I understand what the game's trying to do. Basically what they want is, they don't want us getting all the gear that we want straight away, they want us to work for it. However, when it's not worth doing at all, because the gear is that bad that it's not worth doing in the first place, we've got a bit of an issue. So it's something that needs to be addressed on that. They need to improve the loot in there, so at least stand chance of getting basically some of the items that we want from them as well. So that's what problem I have with the challenge mode. Now the incursions, they're good if you know which incursion you want to be doing. However, you do Falcon Lost, you get Sentry, Striker, Tacticians, the earlier sets, that's what you get from Falcon Lost. And it's the same with the other ones, you get certain parts of the sets from them as well. However, what they need to do is they basically need to open that up so the loot table you can get anything of them 268, because I need strikers, I need sentries. That's what gear I'm mainly working on. However, the guy who I run with needs alpha, or needs other parts of the set what doesn't drop in Falcon Lost. So the group that I'm running with currently don't need Falcon Lost. So that means I have to try and obviously find random groups to run it with. And it's not easy, because it's a point where it's that hard that you need a good group to be able to get through it. So that's my main issue with incursions at the moment. They basically need to open up so the loot can drop in anywhere, so you can get all the sets from Falcon Lost or the other incursions like Clear Sky and the other ones. So that's what they need to change on that one. Just open up so we can get the loot, because it is hard, it's not easy, and after going through 15 waves of the same old thing, it is frustrating. So I'd like to be able to do the other incursions and still get the loot that I need from them as well. So that's what I would change when it comes to challenge mode and incursions. So coming at number 2, guys, we have the Dark Zone. I think we all have something we'd like to change about the Dark Zone, because if you look across YouTube, if you look across social media, that's where a lot of people are making a lot of complaints. You go on Reddit and the Dark Zone's where the majority of the issues what people have are. So going to my things, what I'd like to change in the Dark Zone. Well, firstly, being limited Dark Zone 5 and 6 now. I remember when I first started the game, I was in DZ 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, backwards and forwards, and we were using all the areas. It just gets a little bit boring when you run around DZ 5 and DZ 6 all the time just to get the higher end of loot. But looking back at the bits and bobs that I've gone over previously in this video, it keeps coming back to basically the loot. Now, the reason I keep going back to loot with things what I would like to change is we don't get enough of it. Now, you know yourself, say you want a mask, I don't know, say you want an alpha mask. It might take you 30 to 50 attempts just to get that perfect drop mask in the Dark Zone, or whatever you're doing basically in the Division. It might take you that many times to get that mask. It is a big one for me, because I'm always looking to improve my character and me setup on my build as well. See, the way that I do it is I basically get the basic set that I want, roll out the highest stamina, firearms, whatever I'm looking for, and then I work on getting them other stats as well. So I get the perfect build towards the end of it. With the latest update since 1.3, I haven't been able to do that, and it's, how can I say, I think that's what's taking a lot of the fun out of the game for us, because I want to be in there, I want to be farming away. If I don't feel like I've got a chance of getting the set, it's just going to take far too much to get there. Like I said, the next patch will be out before I even get anywhere close to me build if they don't change something in the meantime. So that's what I think they need to do. They basically need to open the Dark Zone up. So when you go into the Dark Zone, you can farm 268 from DZ1 right the way through to DZ6. It just keeps it interesting and it stops taking the ball around. It's easy going around DZ5 and DZ6 all day, doing the boss circle, going from one boss to the next, to the next, to the next. However, it does get a little bit repetitive. It is starting to get a little bit boring, and it's one of the biggest changes I would like to see made within the game itself. So going into the Dark Zone, them are the biggest things I would like to see. Also as well, with the way that the mobs are set up at the moment, they are a little bit strong, especially when you come into PvP. Actually, I'm not going to get into that too much at the moment, but once you get into PvP, it does get quite awkward, and I think that's why a lot of people are using the low level of the Dark Zone just for PvP only, because why else would they be down there, if that makes sense? Why would they be wanting 214s to 240s when they know if they're farming in DZ5 to DZ6, they would get them better drops? So that's one thing that they could change. The other thing what would be nice as well, now obviously we leveled up on the main part of the map. All that map is near enough gone to waste. It would be nice to see them add maybe a few extra little bits of Dark Zones, even if they're just little small areas outside of the original Dark Zone, or even extend the Dark Zone so we've got more levels. Maybe take it from, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Maybe take it up through them levels so we just have a bigger area to go around and get a better experience of the game itself, just to try and take the repetitiveness away from the game itself. But that's one of the biggest things I would like to see changed. And lastly, guys, in number 1, we have PvP. So there's a few issues around this. The Dark Zone, as I touched on in the last one, when it comes to the mobs, i.e. PvE side of it, the mobs are overpowered, meaning that if you want to PvP in Dark Zone 5 or 6, if you're running the mobs at the same time, you could kill the player. You could easily kill that player. However, what you'll sometimes find is then the mobs come in and take you out right behind it. So that is a bit of an issue. Maybe they need to reduce the mobs down a little bit on the PvE side to make sure that you have the best possible PvP experience that you can have. The other thing, and I think it was like Butter what's mentioned this earlier on in one of his videos, was the talents. Now there's a few talents what's basically too overpowered. I wouldn't say they're overpowered for PvE, but they are overpowered for PvP. So stuff like your pulse increases your damage far too high, meaning that if you go 1v3, there's a good chance you can still take them 1v3, but if they do hit a pulse, or they do hit a smart cover, something that improves the damage, your back's up against the wall, you are struggling at that point. So that would be a nice thing to see change as well. The other thing is obviously like the sticky bomb builds, They hit for far too much time. A sticky bomb build should only be taking 50% of your life. The rest should be done by using the gun. They should be forced to use the gun and not just the sticky bomb. But like I said, that might change soon, because I have heard a few things about them nerfing that a little bit. But yeah, so the talents is a big one. They do need reduction, but they only need it on the PvP side to make that more fair for everyone that's playing. But anyway, guys, like I say, if you've liked the video, if you've got any comments or any questions, please leave them in the comments down below or contact us on Twitter. Because like I say, I'm just trying to get the information together. We might try and get this over to the division at some point, because like I say, it'd be nice to see if they're taking notice and basically see if they can bring some of these changes to us, because they have listened in the past. They've listened to the community in the past. Maybe we can get them to listen again. But again, guys, thanks for coming along. Remember to leave a like and a few comments there. And again, drop us a sub as well if you don't mind. But until next time, I'll see you later.